Well, look at that. We're live for another Joe Keen Adventure Hour. This is Friday, July 10, 2026. Hello to X, Rumble, and BitChute. Hello to Lurkers and Bots. Hello to the chat. Hello to George.
Greetings, everybody. Greetings.
You stream every night because the stories are real, but the news, they be fake.
Oh, yeah.
And apologies for the late start for our live viewers because there was some personal issues that happened around here. So now that that's kind of sorted, we can get on with the show.
Yep.
Before we jump in, be sure to get your copy of the Immortal Mass, a 200-page graphic novel, on sale now at Dinales.com, CriticalBlast.com, and Amazon.com.
Yep.
All right, so Lara Loomer, it's been a while since we posted any of her news. Laura Loomer wants to brag, everyone is realizing I'm right. Now Mitch McConnell's neighbors are going on the record saying he looked dead when he was wheeled out of his home in D.C. on a stretcher, and two of his staffer were seen outside his home crying, distraught. Why would they be crying if he wasn't brain dead? The neighbor says the day before he was found unconscious, his staff were seen wheeling him into his house in a wheelchair with his head slumped down and his mouth wide open. He's brain dead.
Oh, no.
And then she's posting the Daily Mail Plus. The full truth about Mitch McConnell's health scandal and missing wife told by neighbors who saw it all, including the grim, secret incident days before the ambulance with no sirens took him away. He looked dead. Mitch McConnell's ill health is fast becoming a crisis for the Republican Party. And now a neighbor has told the Daily Mail she feared that the 84-year-old was already dead when he was carried unconscious from his Capitol Hill home last month. At around 8:30 a.m. on Sunday, June 14, emergency responders wheeled the 84-year-old Kentucky senator into an ambulance after an apparent cardiac arrest. He was not seen since and is believed to be still in the hospital, although his staff gave sank updates on his conditions. More at 11.
Yeah, kill the music.
Da-da! Da, 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 na, 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 na. Pretty spry for a dead guy.
Yep.
Let's see. Concerned citizens, it's not just Queensland, Australia, but every region of every westernized country are all rejecting every type of vaccine in mass post-vaccine COVID scam. They're panicking. Too many Queenslanders are awake and are not getting vaccine anymore.
Last year, nearly 34,000 shots below 2024 and 54,000 short compared to 2023. The Shadow Treasurer took a jab at the Crisafulli government, saying it came down to a lack of messaging.
Unfortunately, we've seen a Premier and a Deputy Premier refuse to encourage people to get their flu shot.
Vaccination rates under their watch dropped from 36% in 2020.
They didn't want no more potato chips, mate. They're tired of the potato chips, mate.
Oh, no.
You know? How many times do you have to give a guy a potato chip before he says no more?
Damn those potato chips.
Yeah. Wall Street Apes. I can't believe this is real. The FDA just accepted a petition to irradiate raw enriched wheat flour with up to 30 kilograms of ionized radiation to kill off the E. coli in Salmonella. For context, 3 to 4 kilograms would be instantly lethal to humans apart from the immense radiation. It's worth mentioning that it's already happening to your flour. If it's enriched flour, you don't want it. Conventional milling strips has stripped the bran and germ entirely, removing most of the fiber, magnesium, zinc, and vitamin Bs. A 21 paper in the journals Nutrients links refined grain consumption to gut diabetes meaning that the microbiosis in your guts are dying, which is why you need prebiotic and postbiotic. And systemic inflammation. To cut to the chase, what it means is that the baseline product's already working against your microbiome. Now add a high dose of ionized radiation on top of that, and you'll be glowing brighter than a Christmas tree in New Year's Day.
I don't know where to go with this.
Hulk smash. Hulk.
Okay, that's good.
Hulk stomach stronger than Pewdie Patter. I mean, I guess it's the only one. Eric, what the F? The Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum is pursuing legal action against the United States because ICE shot and killed a Mexican illegal alien who nearly rammed the ICE agent to death with a vehicle. We cannot allow the mistreatment of our fellow Mexicans in the United States. Yeah, just do it. Do it. I double dog dare you, Sheinbaum. Do it. Unleash whatever Pandora box you're going to unleash. George?
Yeah. F around and find out,
So, let's see. British Intel, U.S. Homeland Security released satires of Iranian state TV. The U.S. Homeland Security has dropped a hilarious clip mocking the Iranian state TV. The video shows the regime broadcaster speaking gibberish while vowing to destroy U.S. assets. Brilliant. Please more. And then readers want to add content. This account has taken this video from Defense Civil 25, not DHS, just as the British Intel is not a representative of the UK government. Commentary accounts being allowed verification checkmark frequently leads to this type of confusion. Okay, so it's still funny. Gibbity, gibbity, gobbity, goo. Hidgy, hidgy, hidgy. Something?
Honestly, I don't get it. It's like they have their meeting. It's something's not making sense here. They have their meeting. They're heading towards peace, and then all of a sudden, both United States and Iranian social media start shitting on the others. It's like, I don't get it. What the hell?
Let's see.
What kind of negotiation bullshit is this? I mean, who's going to take this seriously?
Well, remember, they're shitting each other because they're fighting a private military organization from European countries who wants this to continue, George. Speaking of which, President Trump is formally requesting the Supreme Court to rehear the birthright citizenship case as his billboard pops up in Texas advocating for Mexican to cross the border and have birth here. The billboard campaign has now been pulled. HaveMyBabyInTexas.com. The founders did not want this. Do the right thing, SCOTUS. It's from
they can't hide. The damage is already done.
Yep. Anti-commie, Costco is a scary place every time I go. It's a $400 minimum. When you run into Costco for one thing with your wife. Yeah. You're not leaving less than $400 there.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Yep.
Speaking of which, apparently the people who are so brainwashed are starting to be activated, and they're firebombing New York City churches. Well, suspect has been identified as Yogesh Saranj, a 36-year-old Guyanese national. There you go.
Is this their 4th of July celebration? What the hell is this?
Yeah, it's like F Trump and the Republican who goes to church because, you know.
Wait a minute. This is in New York City?
Yes, New York City.
Oh, good gosh. You know, I don't think a lot of people appreciate New York City. It is, I think, the second biggest, the second city most populated in the world with video cameras. London, of course, is the first.
Yeah. Well, New York has to do
it's like, okay, example. These guys there, they did that little firebomb thing.
Yeah.
I guarantee you, there's got to be at least 10 cameras that caught them from every angle already.
Yeah, but you know what? They're not gonna do it, because then they'll be a part of the system and not against the system. Because all the level-headed people, most of them already left the city.
All those people leaving the city. Aye.
Aye. Senator Mike Lee, SCOTUS got birthright citizenship wrong. I hope the court will reconsider. Donald J. Trump. The signs and billboards are being put up all over our southern borders and Mexico, advertising birthright citizenship with delivery starting at $4,000. Personally, I would say that $50,000 would be the bare minimum for a U.S. citizen, but that's my opinion. Likewise, similar signs are going over our countries. Billions of dollars are being illegally made by this scam, with citizenship going to anyone willing to pay, and it will be by far the number one way of becoming a citizen, and then the entire family will be allowed to follow. Not sustainable. Nobody saw this coming. American citizenship is not for sale. In fact, that is a crime, and therefore the Supreme Court ruling is wrong. I will be asking for a rehearing by the United States Supreme Court immediately. This miscarriage of justice will destroy America if they don't change their absolutely insane decision. Thank you for your attention to this matter, President Donald J. Trump. Well, there might be a possibility because remember, the one who voted with the majority, which is a simple majority of 5-4, said, hey, I only voted because I agree in part. Maybe I will reopen the case and I will vote in the opposite direction. But you know what? The likelihood of them doing so is very, very low. But you know what?
How low?
How low can you go? How low can you go? This is, this is scraping under the bar. How low can you go? How low can you go? It's a very rare chance. It's like pulling up a golden Charizard from a basic pack.
Okay.
Culture Crave Free Willy reboot is in the work at Warner Brothers. The Russo brothers are producing. I don't think they really understood what Free Willy is going to mean. Oh look, he freed his Willy.
This is not going to go well. Russo brothers are great at what they do, but not this. I don't think this is going to go well. Unless Free Willy is like a bionic whale, and it's got one of the 6 Infinity Gems. I don't think so.
So that's right, President. Got some breaking news out of Washington. President Trump just posting about birthright citizenship. Let's get back to Megan Pasella for the details. Megan.
Melissa, that's right. President Trump just posting on Truth Social that he will be immediately asking the Supreme Court to rehear the birthright citizenship case. Now, first the news, then a little bit of context. The president posting that American citizenship is not for sale. He says, in fact, that is a crime, and therefore the Supreme Court's ruling is wrong. I will be asking for a rehearing by the United States Supreme Court immediately. This miscarriage of justice will destroy America if they don't change their absolutely insane decision. Now, Melissa, a little bit of context around this. This is technically possible. The Supreme Court can agree to rehear a case, but it's exceedingly rare. It last happened in 1965. A majority of justices, including some that were in the majority on this decision, would have to agree to rehear the case. And usually this has to happen in some sort of specific set of circumstances. If there was, for example, a change in the law since the decision was made or something like that, the president simply not liking a decision on its own would not be grounds for the Supreme Court to rehear the case. So it's a long shot here, but the president clearly making his discomfort known with this ruling. Now, I need to make a hard pivot here to another piece of news that we also got from the president in the last few moments. He was reacting to the U.S. military carrying out those strikes against Iran, and he's warning Iran further. He says this is in retribution for yesterday's bombing of ships by Iran, and if it happens again, it will get much worse. So as we spoke about earlier, Iran had been vowing to retaliate. Now the president saying that if they do, things will get even worse from here. Melissa?
Megan, thank you. Megan Casella.
All right.
All right. Thank you, Cat. Well, for Texas.
Yeah, close this quick.
Hey, hello in there. What's so important? What you got here that's worth living for? Oppose the Save America Act. Hey, hello in there.
He is mostly dead, but slightly alive. With all the dead, well, all the deads are usually the one that you can do. What's that? Go through his clothes and look for loose change.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Breaking. Secretary of State Mark Rubio has revoked the legal status of Dao Lu Van, the Laoiant child rapist pardoned by Tim Walz. He's now been deported by ICE, Rubio says. Tim Walz tried to shield him from deportation. Didn't work. You're a scumbag, Tim. You know, we don't need your opinion, Nick. We just need you to report the facts.
Just weeks ago, a convicted sex offender and a foreign national was shielded from deportation by the governor of Minnesota. Laotian national Tu Li Vang was convicted of repeatedly sexually abusing a 10-year-old girl in the state of Minnesota. He even tried to pay his victim for her silence, and he called his heinous crimes a minor thing. Just days before this foreign sex offender was scheduled to be deported, Tim Walz, the governor, issued him a pardon, setting him free to once again endanger the children of America. Well, this week I revoked his legal status in the United States, and as a result, federal agents took him into custody, and as of today, he has been removed from the United States. Because of our action, this foreign criminal will never pose a threat to any American ever again. Americans must never be forced by their elected leaders to live alongside foreign sex criminals who have no right to begin with to reside in our country. This administration...
There you go.
So Tim Walz frees him for a reason, and he kicks him out for a reason.
Yes.
This is so stupid. Okay. So Tim Walz frees this guy for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever that reason is.
Yeah, we don't know what that reason is, but we know it's a reason.
And this guy here deports him for a reason based on
reasons.
Tim Walz reasons.
Mm.
One of these things is not like the other. One of these things is not the same. Good. Stop. All right, ladies and gentlemen, as of this moment right now, as of airing of this show, Friday, July 10, 9:37 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Okay.
I'm declaring a full copyright notice for Walk Rock. Copyright George Peter Gatsis, 2026. All rights reserved.
I guess you're walking and enrolling.
Walk Rock.
You get the food and entertainment. Preferably at the same time. Blind golf girl, they should send Tim Watts to the hardcore prison. The punishment would fit the crime. That's why he's a tampon Tim.
Okay, I got that out of me.
Okay.
All right.
Moving on. Red Wave Press, terrifying. The Democratic Socialists of America, or DSA, have released a new policy platform that includes eliminating the U.S. Senate, which won't happen because that's the way smaller states have power, granting amnesty to all illegal aliens. Again, probably won't happen except for the blue states. Defunding the Department of Defense. Well, there's no Department of Defense anymore, right, George?
There isn't?
No.
Oh, it's the Department of War.
Right, so they could defund the Department of Defense because it doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, what are you defending? We're at war.
Exactly. And replacing the president and the Supreme Court with an executive and judiciary chosen in subordinates to Congress. That becomes a parliament. That's a parliamentarian system, not a constitutional republic.
Wow.
But you know what? It's not for us. New footage confirms Senator Mitch McConnell was loaded into the ambulance on a stretcher when he was initially transported to the hospital. CNN. Yeah. We want to know, is the turtle dead? We need to see a shadow.
This is all theater.
Of course it's theater. But they're playing the theater, so we're going to play along with them. Current walking. Joe Rogan is so close to discussing Operation Gladio. Once he does, the entire curtain will be pulled down. Mena, Arkansas is a small element of the entire network that most Americans are completely ignorant of because the CIA has successfully hid it. Not because over 100 authors hasn't exposed it, but because most of their work didn't see the structure. Denny Gasolero referred to it as the octopus. Or Octopussy, George. He then tried to expose it as one network linked by intelligence agency around the world. Five Eyes, George. Five Eyes. Shadow Intel. I could read this, but let's play this instead.
And then you find out the really crazy stuff that's happened in the past, like the Demean, Arkansas cocaine situation.
I haven't heard of that.
You don't know about the Barry Seals story? I did a movie about it with Tom Cruise. In fact, in the movie, Tom Cruise actually gets arrested for smuggling cocaine, and Bill Clinton gets him off. They call Bill Clinton. He gets arrested in Arkansas. They call Bill Clinton, and they have him dead to rights. And
yeah, that's American made.
Oh yeah,
he's joking around.
Yeah. Sanctioned drug dealers. Just remember that.
With the cops saying, I'd like to buy you guys all Cadillacs and stuff like that. And they're like, you're going to jail for the rest of your life. He goes, no, she's going to get a phone call and I'm going to walk right out of here. And it turned out to be exactly how it happened. Barry Seal was flying drugs from South America and dropping them off in Mena, Arkansas. And then they would go and pick them up in the woods. Two kids were hanging out in the woods. and they witnessed it accidentally. They were murdered. And then the official story was they had done drugs and they fell asleep on train tracks. The parents funded an autopsy, and the autopsy showed that they'd been stabbed multiple times. And then it turns out that there is a long history of this guy, Barry Seals, who's a CIA operative, who was flying in cocaine, dropping it off in Mena, Arkansas, all known about by the Clintons. Everybody was aware of it. And he had been funneling this money, and they were using it probably for black ops, similar to what they did with the Contras in Sandinista. He winds up going to testify, gets murdered on his way to the trial with George Bush's phone number in his pocket. The whole story is like completely crazy.
Interesting.
Are gone. They had leaders, they're gone. And they had another set of leaders, they're gone. Now they have another set of leaders, they may be gone. Who knows? And you know what? I may be gone too, because I'm their number one target.
We're not playing around this time.
Their leaders are gone. They had leaders.
Jeez. How explicit can this be?
You know, we're just going to keep doing leaders. You know, and more. And more and more, right?
Yeah.
All right. This is from Finance a lot. Ryan Kate, how do you silently convince millions of illegals to leave on their own? Well, this is a big step up. Debank them. We've known all along who most of these illegals are. They're already in federal records. When the support network is kicked out of them, many will have no choice but to go back voluntarily. Quantum Guard. President Trump announces an executive order directing Secretary Scott Bessent to shut down the bank account used to facilitate illegal immigration or to give the illegal aliens welfare. He's moving to debank all the illegals.
Holy smokes.
Yeah, we talked about this before, but bear repeating. Funds will ultimately found impoundment or seizure so they can be returned to the taxpayers. It's not ludicrous, but profoundly dangerous that any illegal alien could simply present a blue state driver's license or a Biden border document and have unrestricted access to the U.S. financial system. I really signed a powerful new executive order, which will be led by the Treasury Department to stop banks, credit cards, financial institutions from being used to facilitate human smuggling, drug trafficking, illegal migration, and criminal cartels who orchestrate these activities. Access to our nation's financial system must be limited to those who have legal right to be here and who are engaged in lawful and legitimate commerce. Bank accounts being used to enable illegal immigration or to store welfare received by illegal aliens will be shut down. This will also send a clear message to the anti-ICE rioters that your violent disruption will only strengthen our resolve. My executive order will also allow us to stop billions in leaving our country in a matter of criminal activities. It has been said this measure we are taking is the most effective means of reversing Biden's border invasion. We'll soon find out.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
They really know how to use the IRS, man.
Hey, when you took control of the IRS, you know, it's important. But,
you know, it was 2 years ago that we reported, or that we talked about the IRS 87,000 IRS agents.
Yeah.
And we're going like, wow, you know, that really blows.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden, those 87,000 IRS agents are actually doing something constructive. Wow.
Yeah. By the way, talking about 2 years ago, right? Just a reminder that Kamala Harris had to have this artist twerking it at her campaign to get people to vote for her.
Who's that?
I don't know. I don't follow that scene.
Right. So bread and circuses, right?
Yeah. Remember, this is what caused her, Kamala Harris, to be $20 million in debt.
This?
Yeah, it's paying these artists. Remember, collectively, with all the stuff that she did for the campaign, she was $20 million in debt.
Oh yeah! Holy smokes! Yeah, that was so stupid.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you wonder. It's like, whose bright idea was it? And then you say, I'm from California. It was my idea. Because, if it wasn't my idea, I wouldn't say it was my idea. But it's my idea, so we're going to do what we're going to say. Because it's a lot of my ideas. George?
Yeah. It's like, wow.
Oh, by the way.
About that.
Yeah. Oh, by the way.
What, this a new dance craze?
Did you catch the ape that walks through?
No.
Here, watch it again. See it?
Okay, so somebody just bounced through. Okay, and?
Do 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 do. Hello, I am now playing a Mexican bean after my blackface routine.
No way.
Woo!
I couldn't even tell it was him.
Yep. I'm playing for my Mexican beans. My Mexican beans. He's having a high life. No more Governor Trudeau. Just simple man Trudeau. Tiffany Fawn, Ozempic got another baddie.
Oh my gosh. What the hell happened to her?
She's no longer on the red stuff.
Wait, she's on Ozempic?
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yes.
How? That doesn't make any sense.
She
was just perfect.
I mean, let's see the difference.
I don't understand it. Who the hell brainwashed her to take something that she did absolutely not need?
I mean,
if you compare the two, you would say on the left, perfect.
Yeah.
On the right, what the hell?
She's shown her true color. She's a witch.
Oh my gosh.
You know what I notice? Anybody who dates Sean Penn tends to go batshit crazy. So basically, you don't go full Sean Penn.
Wait, are you telling me she dated Sean Penn?
Mm-hmm. And you go batshit crazy.
Oh my gosh, that is sad.
Yep. Hey, George. Remember when you were talking about data centers?
Yeah.
You remember when you talk about you could hook up Mac meetings together?
Yeah.
Here you
go. Way.
Here you go. Do.
Oh my gosh.
Here's a data center full of Mac meetings.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
That is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen.
Yeah. Ozempic aged him like rehab without the fun to get there. Yeah. But yeah, no. There you go. Your idea of happening has happened.
That is absolutely beautiful. I mean, I'm looking at it, I go like, you know, I mean, that's got to be the cheapest data center ever.
Of course.
You,
I mean,
you got a full computer, a full operating system,
yeah,
sound card, video card,
yeah,
and now you have it daisy chained into a super server. Holy smokes! That's amazing.
And they won't make a sound.
And you don't need water.
Nope.
You don't need water.
So basically, yeah. So this is what they said: a roughly 1,000 Mac Mini M4s into a single data center to run AI workloads without paying the ongoing cloud fees. The base Mac Mini starts at $600 and just drops 10 to 30 amps under the load, a fraction of the 350 amps of a traditional GPU server.
Yeah.
1,000 Mac Minis. So that's roughly $600,000.
That's
George.
amazing.
Well,
That's
George.
Sorry,
now you know. with at least half of this, or 2 rows of this, you too can have your own AI server.
Yeah, but here's the stupid thing, right? It's like, oh, AI center, data center, this and this, and it's like, yeah, but what are you going to be doing it for? What are you going to be using it for? You know, what's the data center for? What is this data center? What exactly are you number crunching? Because the number crunching companies already exist.
Oh, I can tell you. You want to hear it?
Yeah, go ahead.
We're using the AI to rewrite reality, so we need all the processing to connect to all human consciousness. But you need the focus point, so everybody will think, "Hey, the AI data center is basically doing weird stuff," but that's why I think reality is changing as it is.
All right, I dig what you're saying. You know, it's top level bullshit.
Exactly.
All right, and I'll bring it down. I'll bring this down.
All right.
All right. First of all,
go ahead.
Servers like this back in the day were for rendering 3D graphics. Doing computer processing. You know, 3D graphics, 2D graphics, video compositing. You know, the works, right?
Yeah.
For entertainment.
Yeah.
And I've actually handled server blades and cooling systems and really, really, really heavy battery packs that are basically the battery packs are basically you know, what would you see? You see the Mac Minis are there in a row, right? Okay, the battery pack is basically the size and shape of a Mac Mini, but half the distance of the spread, right? And that battery pack is heavy. Okay, we're talking really, really freaking heavy. So when you lift it, you have to have 2 people to lift it and then slide it into its containment section. Okay. So when you're sliding it in, you have to be careful, right? But once you get the battery pack into the rail, after that it just becomes just a matter of push. The moment you finish pushing it, and there's this really satisfying. Right, and then all of a sudden, right, you get that humming sound of an additional power surge and all that. Well, I just described what was happening in the world of computer graphics 16 years ago. Now this here, at a fraction of the cost, is mind-boggling, incredible. And what this blows me away on, that if they can use this to have a self-contained AI that generates called video footage, for a movie production or stuff like that, it'll be absolutely incredible. But on the flip side, if they have this plug and play room to process speeding camera footage in a particular city, you're going to be making a shitload of money. Yeah. But I think, did we play it? No, I don't think so. But apparently, they're using AI right now to do camera, the speed cameras, right? They capture the car speeding, and the AI identifies the license plates.
Yeah, it's called flock camera.
No, it identifies the license plate. It sends out a ticket to the owner, right?
Yeah.
And I think maybe we played that story, but there's been people where they said, "Yeah, okay, this ain't possible. This is all bullshit." Why? Because I was out of town and my car was in my garage for that time.
Oh yeah, we did play that.
Yeah. So, failed big time, buddies.
Interesting.
If I had that data center, I'd just be making movies. Just the fact that you can instantly make videos and graphics and all that stuff, because all that's available to you instantly. You're in the same server. You're in the same node. Holy smokes! You wake up in the morning and just go, all right, today I'm going to have I'm going to render a bed of sunflowers flowing in the breeze, while just over the horizon there's this giant robot totally destroying everything that was cartoonish about the Wizard of Oz. Yeah, just imagine that visual. And beyond that, in the sky is one huge whirlpool of candy canes and what we call star gates. Yep.
All right. Wall Street Apes. Los Angeles Police Department came and tried to clean up Skid Row in response to a nonprofit working with Mayor Karen Bass sued them and stopped the police from even allowed to being enter. Yeah, they said it was perfectly fine over here. Perfectly fine.
Yeah, nothing to see.
Nothing to see here. Everything's just fine. Fine and dandy. All right. So next one is I guess Brian is playing a devil advocate. I've come around to the view that Christopher Nolan, is on the side of the angels, and he took the task of issuing the kill shot to the woke Hollywood and Oscar Academy by taking their own standard to their logical conclusions. Rush Limbaugh talked about how you shock people into waking up from leftism or wokeism by taking the absurd belief being pushed by the cult to their ultimate logical conclusion. They are incrementalists. It's supposed to go slow. But when you skip to the end and demonstrate the absurd endpoint of their belief, they're not capable of handling it. You're about to watch the entire woke Hollywood machine choke on this film as it tries to digest it. It's a planned disaster to force Hollywood to stop doing this shit. The cultural rollbacks already underway under Trump will accelerate. So
wait, this person is suggesting that Christopher Nolan spent hundreds of millions of dollars,
yes,
and wasted everyone's time and energy to come together,
to make a big
to
giant
act
film.
in this movie, do all the physical work, all the visual effects, all the voiceovers, the dubbing, the all that stuff, so he can stick it to Hollywood.
Yes.
You know, we come up with a lot of wonderful bullshit scenarios here, but that level of bullshit does not lend to credibility.
Even this,
there's no merit to that level of bullshit.
Yes. You know,
I'm sorry, but it just doesn't make sense. I mean,
he said that he took Hollywood's money to make a absolute shit on purpose.
Okay, we are bullshit aficionados.
Go ahead.
And I have to repeat myself. That level of bullshit carries no credibility.
Well, I mean, think about it a little bit, just a little bit, out of the realm of possibility. Suppose you're Christopher Nolan. Suppose that you can't make the movie without that you want to without doing this diversity thing, right? So you say, you know what? I'm going to make it super diverse, super bad, that everybody will have to swallow it and grin because it looks like shit, it tastes like shit, it smells like shit, but it's not shit.
So, what I'm hearing is this guy that has a long career of good movies, sacrificed it so he can make a point, spend a lot of money, waste a lot of people's time and energy.
Yeah.
So his movie would fail utterly. So he can get an Academy Award based on the historical failure.
I mean, it makes perfect sense why he would bring in Elliot Page in.
Even even Stephen Colbert couldn't not acknowledge that Elliot Page is a very short person. How do you have Achilles? What a warrior that is almost like Superman. How do you have that level of
hey, just look. Did the Greek have pants back in the day?
Let's see. In the pottery, 2000 BC. Yeah, that's bullshit, isn't it? Oh, you know what? Tom Holland's like, was it 30 years old, and Anne Hathaway, or what's her name?
Yeah, Anne Hathaway.
Yeah, she's like
43,
43, 45.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Tom Holland's supposed to be her kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As
far as I understand it,
yeah,
this is the only accurate depiction. Accurate historical depiction of the movie.
Exactly. I was talking about the pants.
Yeah, I guess he didn't want to act in historically accurate. Then again, they're not historically. This movie's not historically accurate, so fuck it. Maybe he should have been wearing Levi's jeans.
Hmm.
All right, what's next?
Since we're on the topic of Tom Holland.
Let's see. That's Dr. Octopus and Aunt May.
Yep.
Dr. Octopus and Aunt May.
Yep.
Dr. Octopus and Aunt May.
Yep. Hello, nephew. He has acted with Aunt May and throughout his all careers.
Oh my gosh.
You know, the things that Spider-Man suffer.
Yep.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, Parker, what reality you go to. I will always be your aunt's lover. Remember the whole storyline was Doc Ock marrying Aunt May.
Let's just go. Let's just move on.
It was a truth. It was a storyline. It happened, and it was in the double digits before the hundreds. It wasn't one of the better stories. I tell you what. Sinovich. Oh. Job.now. Resume deep dive on Asha Sharma, architect of layoffs for 3,200 Americans at Microsoft, VP at Facebook during their $14 million settlement with the DOJ for discriminating against Americans. Ms. Sharma served as the executive vice president and CEO of Microsoft Gaming with the Microsoft Corporation, a computer software provider since February of 2026. She previously served as president core AI product for Microsoft from September 2025 to February 2026. In this role, she oversaw the teams and technologies that power AI across Microsoft and its enterprise customer. She previously served as corporate vice president and head of the product AI platform at Microsoft from March 24 to September 25. Prior to joining Microsoft, Ms. Sharma was the chief operating officer of Maple Bear Inc., doing business as Instacart, a leading provider of online grocery services through 2021 to 2024. During the time, she also oversaw the execution of Instacart financial model from 2017 to 2021. She served various roles at Facebook Inc., now Meta Platform Inc., a global technology company, including the vice president of product for multiple product groups responsible for building Messenger, Instagram Direct, Messenger Kits, remote present, including calling and video, the company-wide platform. She also served as CFO of Porch Group, a home service software provider from 2015 to 2017, and as Chief Marketing Officer of Porch Group from 2013 to 2015.
That's a lot of 20s.
I know. Let's see. Hey George, remember that yesterday when you said suck the decompression would suck a person out from the plane?
Yeah.
Dexter, a wife saved her husband after he nearly got sucked out of the Ray Air plane when a window shattered mid-flight. She held onto his leg until other passenger helped pull him back inside.
Oh boy.
He's like, Richard, thank God for your guts. If you weren't too fat, I would have been able to hold on to your legs, Richard.
Wait, that means he literally was outside the plane?
Yes, half of him was outside the plane.
Holy smokes.
He got sucked in, and she and his wife was holding on dear life until other passengers started helping him to pull him back in.
Holy smokes.
Yeah. He's like, well, I'm not ever going to be flying airplane again. You just get sucked out of those windows, don't you know?
Oh my God.
Yeah. Speaking of oh my God, a 4-year-old child murdered by her parents before being dissolved with chemicals and poured into a lake. Cullen Rock reporting. During an emotional press conference, Aikens County Sheriff Marty Sawyer shared the detail of what he called the most horrific thing he has seen in his 37-year career. Javanna Harris is believed to have been deceased for a month before her parents reported her missing. Michelle Herring and Jamaria Harris, 23, are facing charges of homicide by child abuse, destruction, and desecration of human remains. They're accused of taking her life before using corrosive chemical to accelerate the destruction of her little body. Absolutely horrific. Some people should never be parents, and this is one of the cases.
Wow.
Yeah. So the Board of Education is back in the news. Trump is launching a nationwide crackdown on teachers accused of sexual abuse. California could lose $50 million in federal aid because of it. You're gonna see a lot of. You're gonna see the school board.
I gotta tell you, this is so cartoonish at this point. It's ridiculous.
George, it's gonna even get worse. It's even gonna go even more cartoon. We're gonna feel like we're in Roger Rabbit in Toontown. One of these days we're gonna expect Atmeat Amble to hit on a person. Yeah, don't you know? I was standing right there, and an amble came out of the sky, and bloop, there goes his head. Well, what kind of amble was it? I think it was at me, but I'm not sure.
Oh my. Okay, the crazy thing is all this stuff that you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Remember Elon's buying Twitter, and then he's not buying Twitter,
mm-hmm.
Right? Remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
This is how cartoonish all this is right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
Well, you know why it's becoming more cartoonish?
All right, go ahead. Hit me.
No, I want you to guess, and then I'll hit you with it.
All right. It's becoming more cartoonish because at this point, the free. Let me. How do I say? The free environment to be able to do what you want to do without consequences is coming to a close, and people are realizing just how absurd everything had become. And then when you start taking their toys away, they start freaking out. The best way I can describe is the boy has a ball that's sitting on top of the fireplace, has been sitting there for a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
Another boy wants to play with that ball because the first boy has never gave that ball any attention.
Mm-hmm.
So when the second boy takes the ball to play with that ball, the first boy starts freaking out, and all shenanigans go. Even though he shouldn't be freaking out, he just never paid attention to that toy. How am I doing?
On the right path, close, but no cigars there.
All right, no cigar. All right, go ahead. What is the cigar?
Okay. So, if you talk to anybody on the streets right now, George, you go to a restaurant or you go talk with your buddies, they start saying, "Hey, guy, you notice how everything's going weird?" And they start talking about conspiracies, and they say, all these conspiracies are happening, is becoming true, and this is happening, and they, when they said this was fake, and now it's actually real, right?
Yeah. Compare
that to about, say, 5 or 6 years ago. No, back when Trump first was president. You think people would be believing anything that conspiracy theory would be saying compared to now?
Yeah.
So what is happening is kind of going to the same path you're saying, but like slightly different, is that yes, the time of, of closing is happening, except in this case is for those people who are so ingrained to the fake reality, we're going to have to be even more explicit and oblivious to wake them up to that everything is absurd, because you weren't smart enough, you weren't the brightest tool in the shed, so to speak, or emotional. Your whatever reason is keeping your eyes closed, we're going to have to make a parade in front of you. You know those Looney Tunes cartoons where the straight character is like trying to close his eyes, and then they have like a parade running all over it, and all these craziness happening right in front of them, until that character notice it, right?
Yeah.
And we, the audience, are saying, "Come on, guy! How can you not notice the whole thing?" Right?
Yeah.
We're the audience, and we're waiting for the people who are not awake to see the stupid parade, so we can finish the stupid show. We're in a 3 hours opera, and we're still waiting for the fat lady to sing, but the fat lady won't sing because there's still a sizable group and still in the bathroom in intermission, even though intermission ended 20 minutes ago.
Okay. I had, yeah. That wasn't on my bingo card.
Yeah. So, because we're waiting for those stragglers to kind of wake up, we're going to have more, and it's going to be more, and it's going to be more, and it's going to be more, to the point that, there's going to be some kind of event. I don't know what kind of event. Could be financial, could be global, could be space alien, could be Christ coming back to Earth, or the knowledge that the whole history of our world has been rewritten, and we actually are in a post-apocalyptic world that happened hundreds of years ago. Some kind of event that'll freak everybody out to the point like we're on the same page. That's where we're heading. Whether what the scenario, what the cup of tea is going to be, I don't know. I hope for a cherry Coke. Some people go for a Coke Zero, and some people want Coke Vanilla. I don't blame them, but nobody gets the new Coke because you're evil and you should be put in the ground.
Okay.
Sacrilege against. So, this is not surprising, George. Don Luker, Bloomberg just exposed Bill Gates' daughter Phoebe Gates for claiming credit for online sales she didn't earn after being listed on Forbes 30 under 30. Bloomberg tested via phone browser extension across more than 50 websites and found that during the checkout process, Via opened a background tab without user interaction and injected its own referral codes that overrode the illegitimate referrals from other publisher. These findings were consistent with Capital One Shopping and Eldman's independent testing and code review. Yeah. So, Phoebe Kate, such a cheetah. George?
I got nothing.
You're so blown away from the last story.
Yeah, I am actually.
Cartel Watkins, I don't have to worry about my girls doing this shit because they all knew before 13 what their mom would do. I would have whoever pierced her nose arrested and everyone else involved. When my youngest was 9, she had hidden dirty bowls under her bed behind toys. I gathered up all the toys and donated them. My middle child won a small toy at Quanto BX. When we got home, I found it in her jacket pocket. We drove back and I made her give it to the store manager and apologize. She was 5. They're in their late 20s and 30 and proud to tell their friends that you simply know, never knew how I would respond, but it was guaranteed to be way worse than their offense, so they gave up trying. They all have great jobs and are patriots, and I'm extremely proud of them. I'm a single parent for most of their life and then didn't have time to play games. Yeah. So, documenting libs. A 13-year-old girl behind her mother's back and gets a nose ring. Mother disciplined her and gets called out because it's just a nose ring. She knew I was going to say no. She chose to beg for forgiveness instead of asking for permission. I'm not going to be a parent. I'm not the parent here to be friends with my daughter, especially one who doesn't follow the rules. While she's living under my roof, she follows my rule. Point blank. Period. Okay. I'm not going to read the rest of it, but George, you have more experience on this. What's your thought?
Yeah.
So here's the armor in Odyssey. Here's the armor historically.
Fuck you, Nolan. Okay, at this point, fuck you, Christopher Nolan. I refer to what Elon said. You desecrated Homer's legacy for an Academy Award. That's total bullshit.
Way of speaking. I mean, you say dad rather than father.
Sure.
I mean, what's the thinking behind that?
Because I wouldn't have even said father back in the day, would I? I would have been Greek, so it's no less correct.
People bring, when you look at this world, when you look at the ancient world, people tend to view it in weird ways. There's a lot of cultural prejudice. There's a lot of, they're sort of elevating it because it's old, whatever it is. When you go to the poem, what you find is something that's really earthy and grounded and accessible. And so for me, in building the world of the film, when I talk to all the actors...
Using a woman who translated poorly.
Let him keep talking.
I want to center it on that and make it feel very fresh for modern audiences and do away with some of those assumptions that aren't based on anything logical. They're just, as I say, cultural prejudices or things over time. There's a lot of stylistically, aesthetically, people tend to look back to the Romantic era in art. A lot of paintings where people aren't wearing very much. They got a little bed sheet wrapped around them or whatever it is. And a lot of classical architecture, even though that wasn't the architecture of the Mycenaean period and things like that. So, we went back to what's in the archaeology. What does that tell us? And what gaps does that leave? What do we know about Homer's time? How were things portrayed in the earliest possible portrayals of that? And looking at how do you create a consistent and accessible world around that feels vital. And
this, I believe this is called gaslighting. Is that the correct technical term?
I believe the technical term is I'm bullshitting and checking the check with my ass. Here, take a deep swiff of it.
I mean, are you kidding me?
Look, even Tom Holland's like, I'm amazed with your acting of bullshit. I couldn't do that even at Marvel. You're doing such elegance. I must learn from you.
Oh my God. This is absolutely mind-blowing.
I think somebody should stitch up all the interview and make a movie out of this, because this will be a hell more entertaining than the actual movie itself.
Yeah, I mean, historians alone would actually have a drinking competition. How for every bullshit that Christopher Nolan says, you take a shot.
I think they'll all die with alcohol poisoning by the time it to film stuff.
Yeah, 5 minutes into a 2-hour movie of Christopher Nolan just talking.
Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Class 9, holy shit. So shortly after Charlie Kirk's 5-day preliminary hearing ends, we get word from Trump's State Department that Rubio's about to set his sight on Antifa. Robinson had Antifa phrases carved into the bullet casing. Coincidence? How much was Antifa involved? State Department posting this. Secretary of State Mark Rubio is setting his sight on Antifa. Looks like we're going to pop off some of the remaining factions here. Domestic terrorism. Yeah. The FDNY is not looking for arson as a cause due to the CCTV of suspicious activity. South Bushwick Church in New York City just burned down. 173 years old. Cause not known. That's effing a shame.
Yep.
Secretary Sean Duffy, 17 airports across America have switched from old paper strip to electronic flight strips. Air controller have been using paper for far too long. No more. We're going digital, and this is just the beginning. AK, we're now able to track all the illegals in our flights, and we'll be diverting them at every checkpoint to be deported.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Because remember, George, I didn't hear any news of Trump remove the ICE and National Guard from the airports. Have you?
Oh.
So that means that the ICE and National Guards are still in the airports, right?
Yeah.
So that means that they're still looking and seeking illegal aliens to deport. Eric, U.S. Homeland Security investigation agent just rescued 8 missing kids during the World Cup in Kansas City. This is the agency that Democrats defunded, by the way, traitors. Agents have dialed in on human trafficking operation, arresting 4 people, identified 9 victims of human trafficking, and recovered 8 missing children. They ended up with these traffickers who put them available for these human trafficking events. So keep pushing, Patriot. This is all about. So we're seeing a ramp up that we're penetrating these networks and rescuing more and more kids. George, have you noticed that we rescue more kids in this term than we have in the last 40 years?
No, that's not possible.
Yeah, it is. You can grok it.
All right, I believe you.
By the way, this is from Bridget. Democrat Representative Carol Amon, an 11-year-old veteran of the Illinois House, has been charged with orchestrating a scheme to receive illegal kickback from her own campaign account and from local nonprofit for which she helped secure state grant funding for it. In common nomenclature, it's called money laundering.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a little thing called money laundering. It's a little thing called money laundering. It's going to be putting her in jail. She won't have that nice hairdo because she'll be all in care. Elizabeth Barkohana. By the way, California's June 2nd election is still not certified by the state by the Secretary of State. Today is the deadline. It's July 10th. Thanks for having me today, John Batchman. Shout out to The Slopes is back for the laugh. So yeah, you know why the Secretary of State won't certify that? Because if they certify that, it is breaking the law. Because it's a false certification. Breaking, the Pentagon has released a 4th batch of UFOs, documents, and video, including what officials describe as the clearest footage yet, showing a large 2-tier object captured by infrared sensor aboard a U.S. military platform in 2020. It's a gut
You know what I'm seeing? There was a movie. What's that? Was it Battleship? Remember the movie Battleship?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is a scene out of Battleship.
That's funny.
Yeah. This looks like the aliens out of Battleship.
They sunk my battleship.
So this was captured by the military. It looks like it was captured by the Navy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So basically, what they caught was Hollywood deploying, their own alien technology to mimic, aliens over land or over water, and the military wasn't informed that that's 3,000 cubic foot alien ship is just Hollywood special effects, practical Hollywood special effects, because that would save the producers about $70 in actual 3D rendering.
Crazy. And then last but not least, I couldn't laugh even if I wanted to by Dr. God a bit ooh. All right.
Okay, now play it again without the music, because if I'm going to have to trim it out because of YouTube, we might as well actually run the video without the music.
Do 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 do. There you go. Hey, they were doing a Three Stooges gag. Or was it a Marx Brothers gag? I can't tell anymore. It was a gag.
Yes.
Because we're all gagging in this studio.
Yes.
All right. Thank you to Blonde Golf Girl. Thank you to our lurkers and bots. Thank you to the chat. George, what's your final thoughts?
Yep.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow for more news this Saturday. And then following on Sunday, George will select a randomly old movie from the 30s or 20s, and we'll watch it. Maybe 1800s. Who knows?
Hey, yeah, I got a film from 1899.
So we'll spin the roulette of chance and show us what we must watch on Sunday.
Yes.
And you know what? Our versions of the videos are better than Mystery Science Theater 3000.
Did you have to name them?
You can suck it because they copyrighted us because they thought it was video.
We're still alive, right?
Are we? I'm sorry. I mean the theater that isn't from the 47th century millennium. I'm talking about God Emperor of mankind, George.
Cue the credits.
All right.
I believe that together we can make America great again. I believe that together we can make America